Okay.
And he like quickly like realizes he's holding papers like right next to the guy, and he like slips them off the table. Don't know what you're talking about.
He
Pearson looks over the coal and he says, "For the love of all the gods in the heaven, don't pick the one that switches our bodies. I like being in my body, and I don't want to be. No offense, but I like my body." He says,
You have a fine body.
"Yes, I do."
the Mad Wizard says, "I wouldn't know," and holds up the stack of papers to Cole.
Hmm. And he holds up his hand and makes it kind of like a like he's going to talk to his hand, and it has like a sock puppet. He goes, "So what do you think? Which one should I pick?" He's asking his gauntlet.
The gauntlet, you suddenly get an image in your head that says the top one. It
Eager.
sounds very excited. But it also gives you the impression that it's just guessing.
I like your enthusiasm. And he'll slip off the top one.
It reads as follow. They may be big and smelly and not know how to eat with forks, but they are great in a battle. You are now an orc.
What? What?
And then the Mad Wizard goes, "Ooh, I quite like that one."
But
Take it. Pearson just says, "Take it." Don't argue. Just take it. I hope I get the human one next.
Should I get one for you?
No.
He like holds the stack back. No, just one.
Okay.
And he goes, "I'm sorry, but they do have their uses." He shrugs apologetically and then turns towards Pearson.
Pearson.
What if I get the power to throw things good?
Pearson carefully walks over to the Mad Wizard. Are all the papers face downwards on his
Yes.
on the little stack in his hands?
Mm-hmm.
Pearson will take in a deep breath and take the top one and read it.
The way people can speak gets so dull sometimes. So from now on, speak only in rhymes.
So wait, just a second. I'm not saying this out of character. I'm sorry, I am saying this out of
Right.
character. Does the spell automatically take offense? I mean, take offense. Take effect?
The second
like
you
the
pick
second
it
I've
up,
been
yes.
reading it?
Mm-hmm.
The second I picked it up?
Mm-hmm.
Pearson will say, "I want you to know this spell is ridiculous. But right now, I want to kick the Mad Wizard in the testiculus."
He starts clapping his hands, says, "Oh, marvelous," and starts writing something down. And he says, you should know with that one, do try to follow it. You won't like what happens if you forget."
What, is that some sort of threat? That
Oh, go.
I... Oh.
You're gonna have to tell me when you're done, because I don't know. Sorry, keep going.
And stanza.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, just as what is that? Some sort of threat? I can choose whether I do it or if I forget.
He nods. He says, "Yes, try it if you like."
bark. Bark, bark. Baby Junior, or Finn as Baby Junior comes over and kind of looks like she's like nudging you with her elbow. Bark.
So, is there any notes I should take?
Don't go near dwarves.
Mm.
The wizard nods as
Any
if he
research notes?
he nods as if he just gave you sage advice. And he goes, "Research notes? You're an orc now, my good man. There's no research involved. Just be an orc.
Pearson. Oh, sorry.
Got it.
Pearson will look over to Baby Junior and the wizard, and he'll say, "I don't enjoy threats or pain, so I'll keep on rhyming if it's all the same."
The wizard shrugs and says, "Good, good, good. So, you fulfilled your end of the bargain. It's time for me to fulfill mine. The werewolves you speak of that cannot take human form have done so because, this is going to sound a bit cliche, but bear with me, because they haven't accepted their fate. They're struggling against the magic spell, trying to be human when they're not. This creates a conflict, since they are technically a human soul in a different body. They cannot calm or quiet their minds enough to understand. The prince's wife accepted it. She accepts who she is. She did it willingly. And because of it, she is at peace and can calm herself. If the other werewolves are to ever take human shape again, they must learn to accept the fact that they cannot change what they are. They must learn to be what they are and to accept what they are."
I'll bet
Okay, what else is there to say?
that the princess will be happy
Rhyme?
to hear that.
Did you
Yeah.
rhyme?
Yeah, you round.
Okay, I wasn't. I was,
Okay, and say.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, subtle.
Very.
What? Did I miss something?
No.
Okay. He'll say, but I'm not expecting you to sit them down and teach them the ways of the soul here. And he holds out like a bunch of herbs, and he says, "This will help quiet their minds. This will make them more amenable. But unfortunately, the final choice is up to them. If they cannot accept that they are werewolves, they will never learn to become something else."
I will definitely note that to them. It might take some time, but I think we can use your advice. Thank you.
He nods.
Pearson pauses for a moment. "I have a question before we disperse. Why the hell, at the start, did you cast such curse?"
He shakes his head. Again, you use that word. I suppose you would look at it as a
I use it
curse.
because it rhymes, motherfucker.
I know. He says, "I suppose if it was cast on you unwillingly, it would be seen as a curse. But the point, what I was assured when I made this, was that the participants were willing. And if you choose such a thing, it could be a great boon."
Bark.
As there is silence. I understand. I know it's hard.
Yeah.
Pearson,
Great boon.
Pearson will simply say, "I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm an ex-mobster, but I can't see the boon in becoming a monster."
He shrugs and says, "Well, it is not for everyone, but I assure you, I was given word that this would be voluntary. I am upset that it is not." And he goes back to the desk and starts writing down notes. Orc seems fine with new transition.
All right. Oh
Mark.
boy. these kips have a. These kips.
They're
These kips are
multiplying.
the best.
These stairs have railings, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay. All right. Kip,
Kip
Kip,
looks
come
at
here.
you.
come on.
Kip
Come on.
starts
Try-
wobbling
Try to
over.
relax. Relax. Try not to overthink it. Just walk.
This sounds so fucking depraved. Relax. Try not to overthink it.
Kip takes a few more steps and says, "Oh, enough of this." And he closes his eyes, and he thinks, or like he scrunches his eyes as if he's thinking. And then two blue wings shoot out from Keen's back, and he
Bark!
starts hovering like a foot off the ground, and then just starts following you, flapping.
Or
his
you
wings.
can do that. All right, fine.
His
fine,
arms and
let's-
legs are dangling uselessly.
You know, eventually you're going to need to learn how to use those. Eventually. Come
Or
on.
we could put a ruler on the throne, like tomorrow, and then I won't.
Wait. Whoa. I might have just had a major brain fart here.
Mhm.
But he said, no, he told us how to, well, he gave us the means to turn these werewolves.
The herbs, and we have to
The
calm their
herbs, yeah.
minds and have
Yeah.
them come to terms with the fact that they are actually werewolves.
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
he gave you the way
Yeah,
to lead the horse to water.
Yeah.
Right. So now we have to make them drink.
Right.
Okay, sweet. Well, we have to go back to our little werewolf horses then. So I.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Bark.
Just a second. Ah, boy.
Finn, we might need to work on our routine. I don't think I've ever thrown Baby Junior.
Bark. Woof, bark.
Actually, Squee, do I understand her?
Oh my god.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, this
No
whole
way.
time.
He's one with nature.
He is
If-
okay.
Brooking.
Okay, give me. I'm gonna have you make a skill check with something that's not technically part of your backgrounds, but just makes sense. You give yourself a +5 for just growing up around animals.
right.
Plus your level, plus your intelligence, or wisdom, whichever you prefer.
Okay. And no additional skill stuff. Got it.
Okay. Yes, but it's like someone who knows a language but isn't fluent in it. You have to really pay attention, and sometimes you don't quite catch the exact wording, but you can more or less understand what Finn is saying.
Okay, then.
Fantastic.
There might be some mistranslations here and there, but more overall.
Cole, don't even fucking bark joke about bark. This is so fucking dumb. Bark. We should just bark. Get someone. Bark. This is time for us. We should go. Bark.
After
All right, if you insist. You'll keep working.
Pearson will say, I don't know if the wizard will do as he claims, but we should go back the way that we came.
Bark.
Hang on, give me 1 second as a GM. I'll be right with you guys.
No.
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 That song's stuck in my head, Inferno.
Fine,
Sweet.
take all the time you need while I play with Beach. Oh, shit.
Pearson will look over to Baby Junior. I mean, like Finn and Baby Junior's body,
Yeah.
and say, at least one thing is a success. You can
Bark?
bark twice for no and once for yes.
You actually hear her sigh. She looks over at Cole. Bark. Woof, bark.
No. He usually does that.
She shakes her head, glaring at Pearson.
I hope you don't throw my body in a ditch. But Finn, wouldn't you say that you're quite the bitch?
Finn goes at you.
Oh no, Pearson
You're
runs.
just asking.
Pearson
for it.
runs. He runs as fast as his legs.
He's
Oh
not stopping.
man, why?
I knew as soon as you said
Since I said
ditch.
ditch.
Yeah.
All right.
As he runs, Pearson's gonna scream. I'm kidding. Oh, I'm kidding. This is so forbidding.
Bark.
So when all of you get outside the tower, you're gonna see the folding chair has been collapsed and it'll have to be mended a bit. Jarek's sitting on the ground laughing, grinning from ear to ear, holding out a piece of candy and slowly extending it towards BJ's mouth, who is apparently sitting very straight on the ground.
You can see her like leaning forward, like in anticipation.
And Jarek will deposit it right on the top of her nose.
She'll do the thing where she freezes and then quickly shakes her head and pops it in her mouth.
Good girl. And Jarek will rub her hair.
Yum.
Jarek will turn to look back at the tower and stop laughing.
Bark. It's been like comes out the door, just staring.
Jarek calls out, "Well, you never asked for me to treat you like this, but if you want me to treat you like this, I can certainly arrange that too."
She starts growling.
Oh, come on, don't be like that, Finn.
Bark.
So, how do we fix the werewolves? How do we go about the process of aiding them so that we can get a new ruler upon the throne of Callhaven? Do we even want the prince now upon the throne of Callhaven? What all did you learn?
Pearson pauses for a moment and thinks very carefully.
Jarek looks at Pearson because he's naturally been the spokesman of the party who's spoken and been so opinionated and forceful through all these, and so the old man probably has the most to say about this, and so Jarek naturally looks to Pearson because he has been the most leadership-like of the entire group since the group formed.
Well, Finn does not say a damn thing. She just stares at Pearson, shooting glances to the rest of the party members if they try to say something.
Kip's body will look over to Pearson and ask, "You got this?"
Pearson nods, and he says, I can only, forgive the silence, my friend necromancer. I can only speak in rhymes. It's quite the verbal cancer.
Jarek blinks, and then the ear-splitting, completely, consuming his face grin somehow grows a fraction wider.
Yes, it's hilarious. Kip's form again said, or it says.
Bark.
Jarek, swivels his head to look at Kip strangely.
What?
Jarek looks at Keen,
With his blue wings.
looks back at what he thought was Kip.
Oh, yeah. Same thing that happened with Finn, yeah.
Bark.
Jarek's a grin falters. I hope we don't have to get in any combat when you're all like this. Cole, how about you? What happened to you?
He turned into an orc.
Pearson will say, "Yeah, I know the irony is thick, but for me, I think the Mad Wizard can go eat a dick."
I love this.
Jarek like looks over at BJ and like rubs her head.
Dicks,
All right.
dicks! Finn, baby Junior's Finn just shouts, dicks!
All right.
Hey!
Jarek like slowly stands. So Colvin, I could you explain what happened since Pearson is bound by the contract?
So, we've all been set. So, you've seen the spells and we need to get rid of them for our group's purposes. Now, for the werewolves, basically, they need to be a right of mind, and if I believe correctly, also a bit of herbs. Basically, they are rejecting their own form and making it difficult for them to return back to human.
Did the stranger give you any of those herbs? Do you know what they are? We're gonna have to go scavenging, and I'm not much of an herbalist.
I think he did mention something along the lines of a name, but I do believe we have to go scavenging.
Well, are you much of an herbalist by chance?
I know of plants and the names and how they look. Preparing them might be a bit difficult, but...
Jarek looks at Finn. You?
Bark.
That's a
Bark.
no.
She looks over. Yeah.
All right. Then let us get a move on. The faster we get this done, the faster you all can... I am attached to all of you, and as much as I am enjoying some of this, I would like you as you were. Unless you are enjoying your new states. Jarek looks at Cole.
It's not easy. I'll have to deal with it. And he actually looks dejected a bit.
You just see Finn as baby Junior slowly turn her head and look up at you, just staring with a very blank expression on her face.
Keenan, Kip's body will go, well, I have to get used to moving around like this anyways. So.
Pearson
Go
will
ahead.
simply say, I normally say what I think, and I'm not normally so formal. So yes, let's continue. I'd like to get back to normal.
Jarek looks over at Kip. How you doing?
Which
Squeak?
Oh, okay. I
Squeak.
was muted. Sorry.
Fine.
Kip looks over at Jarek and says, like very dejectedly, like, I'm a female human.
You're not a female. You're a guy.
And
I'm gonna have to have a talk with him about this too.
he looks at Keen. How do you tell? You all wear clothes. You all look the same.
How about take them off then, Kip, and I can
No.
explain the
Keen
difference to
starts
you.
taking them.
No! Stop that.
Baby Junior starts following suit, and you just see Finn as baby Junior bolt over to her.
No! Wait!
Derek's not gonna stop this at all. Like, this is an important, like, educational use of...
Pearson will get in between you and simply say, for the sake of appeasing a dragon racist, let's not turn you into a raging rapist.
Bark! And looks over.
Kip stops.
Pearson
and-
will shrug and say, I have to rhyme, all the time.
Kip looks at Pearson and then looks around and says, "Does anyone understand what he just said?"
Jerk said, yes, I do. It's immaterial. Let's hold the educational discussion right now so that you'll be able to focus as we move forward.
Kip nods.
We can
and
talk about
starts-
that later. We can talk about that later, not here.
Kip
All
nods
right,
and starts
camp
putting
at
his-
night, then, if you can save your questions for then, when we camp.
Kip puts his clothes back on.
Thank you. Jesus.
And then starts hovering behind everyone with his wings flapping, so you constantly hear the beating of wings the entire way back.
Come on, BJ.
Oh,
Are you sure you don't want to learn how to
It chases after you.
walk? Kip?
Kip looks at you and says, "Why? When I can fly." "Oh, look, I can do it too." And he looks at Pearson.
But what if you want to turn into a human later?
Pearson's gonna look right back to Keen, who is Kip at this point, and say, "No matter if you're dragon, human, dwarf, or elf, Kip, you know what you can do? You can go fuck yourself."
Look, we can have these discussions too at camp tonight. Let's go.
Okay.
He's just staring, like he hasn't even heard Pearson. He's staring wide-eyed at Keen, saying, "I can do that?"
Yes. Your mom can do that.
Well, yeah, but
Eventually.
that's Mom.
With enough
Wait.
time and practice, you can turn into a human just like I can turn
Okay.
into a dragon.
Oh, good. I only heard Pearson say "go fuck yourself," but I just hear you guys going, "Yeah, you can. You can do it."
Jarek skips to a halt, looks back, like, we can talk about this all tonight. Look,
Pearson nods.
the faster we start moving, the faster
we're
we can reverse
moving.
all of. Look, you're not really moving. Come on.
Kip will, after a bit of time considering Keen's words, he will lower himself to the ground and start unsteadily walking with his arms. Like, he's matching your speed, but the entire time he looks like he's on a balance beam. Like, he's holding his arms out to either side to steady himself.
It's not going to be easy, too, because of Keen's leg. So, yeah.
I think a few minutes into this, Jarek's gonna call out. So, who's gonna talk to the leader of the werewolves? Because it certainly wasn't me. I don't think she trusts me that well, considering my history with Colhaven. I think Finian did a lot of the talking last time. I don't think that'll work so well. Is it gonna be Cole?
Well, I think we'd all have to agree, because of this rhyme, it shouldn't be me.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Candy, I'll do it. I'll do it.
No.
Oh, God.
Jarek. Jarek will like hug like BJ, like no, it's okay. I'll rub your belly instead, okay?
She like just squeeze.
Oh, God.
Jarek says,
Just
all
hear-
right then.
Baby Junior Finn go bark.
Jarek says, all right then, so it should either be Keen or Cole. All right, just wanted to see.
Yeah, I can do it if needed.
Well, the last time you took the lead with conversing with someone.
Excuse me. That was totally a cough and not a laugh.
Yes. Okay, we progress back to yonder werewolf hideout, I reckon.
All right.
Yes.
Ye oldie werewolfy hidey place.
And it looks exactly like the tavern.
You know, I love
How
being in Coalhaven.
convenient.
I love being in Coalhaven because I have the perfect excuse. It's Coalhaven. All their taverns look the same. But no,
Okay.
you guys. It does take you again the same 2 days to travel back. So if anyone has any roleplay during that travel, let me know. Kip gets steadier at walking, though he still like reaches his arms out to catch himself at random times.
Oh, you better believe that Kip is getting the discussion. and Finian's body with BJ is going to be the perfect model for the difference.
No!
My God,
You
no,
just have
no, you are not going
Wolfen
to have that
barking.
discussion.
You can't. You don't control Kip. You can't tell me what kind of...
I will have that discussion with him myself, sir.
All right, you can have that discussion with him. That's fine with me too.
You hear Kip say, "But Derek's really good at explaining things."
No, he's not.
Jarek like doesn't say anything to that. He just looks at Kip, tilts his head, and like clasps his fingers together and shrugs.
He just
Pearson
likes
will
messing
simply
with
say-
people.
Pearson will just simply say, I don't want education to be suppressed, but maybe we shouldn't expose poor Finn's breasts.
Bark! 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 Bark!
Yeah, she agrees.
That's Cole being diplomatic.
Look, you're not using. Fine, fine. If it's your wishes, I understand. I apologize, Finn. We'll just have to find someone else to model for Kip's education.
Oh my God.
There's no shortage in the world.
Maybe he'll use the ring. Did you tell him not to use your ring?
Pearson will say, listen, Jarek, you think you're smart. What's wrong with the drawing? Why don't create some art?
Why? I'm
Jarek
his
will-
goddamn stepfather. Why can't I have that talk with him?
Jarek will like open his backpack and say, I don't have anything that would be suitable. Like I lost my coal and my chalk. I left that with the eggheads. Guess I could use sticks. Like he frowns looking at the dirt.
Kip.
Well, Kip.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, Jarek shrugs. Well, I'm sure Keen's got this.
Kip nods, and then he points over to Keen and says, I don't really sound like that, do I?
Like what?
So, whiny.
He can explain that to you, too. He's your stepfather, and he has shouldered all the responsibility of your education. I wash my hands of it. And Jarek starts walking away.
Keen is cradling Kip's head in his hands. Face palming. He's face palming.
Right, I understand. For a second there, I had an image of a dragon cradling
Yeah.
Keen's...
Nice. I had that image,
Grabbing his
too.
head.
I
Yeah.
meant to say.
I thought it was
Keen
gonna be
is-
like he
yeah.
grabs him. Who's whiny? You know, something like that. Okay. Any other roleplay? The trip itself is uneventful. As you trek back to where the werewolves are. Is there any other interactions?
How long will it take again?
2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
2 days. Okay. I would like to ask Kip for my belongings.
Kip will
Just-
say, What do you mean?
Okay. He's going to motion. Reach into that backpack. Okay. Take out a book.
Kip
And
starts
a little-
trying to reach into the backpack without taking it off, so he starts doing like
No,
this circle.
take it off first. Take it off first.
Kip
put it on the
looks at-
ground.
Kip looks at you confused. I don't know how.
I will try to very gently unhook the loops from his arms and put it on the ground.
God, I thought you explaining this situation to Olivia was going to be great. This is just as good.
Kip's like,
I
I'm sorry,
agree.
I don't wear things.
It's okay.
Oh my
I'm
god.
not mad. I'm not mad. I will open up the backpack. I will take out the book. I will take out, very gently, try and take out the vial of ink, but probably not able to do that. Kip, can you take that out and
Kip will
uncork it?
take out the ink and uncork it.
Okay, put it on the ground.
Okay, he will put it on the ground.
All right. Keen's going to very carefully try and find an extra page in the journal, dip one of Kip's claws into the ink, and try the best that he can do to write.
I was hoping that you would use the journal to describe the differences between men and women so that Lady Celine could get it. Another opportunity lost.
Just a picture of a penis.
Oh my god. Oh boy.
Celine opens the journal. I wonder what this is for.
I'm sorry for interrupting you, but it just popped into my head. I wanted it so bad.
No. No.
I'm okay with this.
No.
Oh boy.
I will try my best. It will take some time, and there will very likely be some screw-ups, but I will try and inform them of the situation.
So roll me a skill check. Unfortunately, I don't think you have a background that would help with this.
No.
So roll me a skill check with your dexterity and your level.
Okay. 25.
You tear the page a couple times, but you get the message scrawled out,
Okay.
more or less.
All right. That's one of the bigger things that we needed to do. Kip, can you cork that again, please, and put it back into the bag? And
Kip does as you suggest, and then picks the bag back up, and then puts it on, but where it's facing on his chest, not his back.
oh no. Take. God damn it. Okay.
He looks confused. It works.
Yeah.
So stupid. I love it.
Keen face palms again. He's going to take the time to later on that evening, because I'm pretty sure they're going to stop for the night, right?
Yes.
Okay. He'll take the time to teach him how to wear clothes, how to act as a human, that he is a male, all of that stuff. I don't want to roleplay that, Squee.
I understand. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll say that conversation has moderate success.
Okay. And I'll also warn him to not use the ring.
God.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm good.
Can you do
Is there
me
anything else?
a quick favor, Keen?
Yeah.
What are your damage die for your normal attack?
It depends on what weapons.
With your bow and arrow. Your normal, what you would normally use.
Oh, D8. Longbow.
How many? 68?
Yes, 6D8.
Give me a second. I'm
Plus-
adjusting a few things.
68 plus 10.
All right. Okay.
And plus 12 to hit.
All right. We are going to do.
Oh, if we do have the time, he's going to try and teach him how to shoot a bow and arrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, guys. Give me one more second. I'm getting Burn his stats just in case you run into any sort of fights because I don't know how this is going to go. So best be prepared.
Oh my god, I just realized something.
Okay. That works.
Due to my stupid obsession with the Spanish flea song, I just realized that was all in rhyme, so I could just sing that.
Oh gosh.
All
That is true.
Baby Junior thinks of. That's all.
That's all. That's just a
Wait.
constant loop. In the
So yeah, I'm just in
BJs.
loop. Da 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 da
Da-da-da.
da 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 da.
All right, there you go. Burn, I know that is not exactly the versatility you're used to, but that should be fairly equal in power to what you are. It's basically just the large black dragon stats with a few things changed. So, okay. So, you guys travel back to the werewolf enclave, for lack of a better word.
May I note something before we...
Oh, yes, by all means.
Right. Cole is going to probably get something along the lines of a sturdy log, roughly the size of, like, I would say around 4 feet, and with, it's not going to be like a freaking like tree trunk. It's going to be maybe the size of like a person's head's width.
Okay.
Right.
How long?
4 feet.
Oh, 4 feet long. Okay. So about the width of a person's head and about 4 feet long. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna like carry it on your shoulder or whatnot?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty then. Then you guys arrive back at the Enclave. It's pretty much how you left it. Oh gosh, it's been 2 weeks. I forgot exactly what I called her. Give me a second. I have it in my notes somewhere. Anyway, the
Evelyn.
prince's wife, huh?
Evelyn.
Yes, thank you, Evelyn. That's faster. Evelyn is there. She's in her human form when you return, and the other werewolves are just kind of milling around. A few are wrestling, but for the most part, they're gathered. And she says, as she sees you approach, "Any success?"
Pearson nods.
Bark! Bark, bark!
She looks at at Finn. I'm just going to use your names, not your bodies.
Yeah.
She looks at Finn and she says, "Hello, little one. You weren't this noisy before."
Bark.
Yes. She's greeting you.
She looks up at Cole and says, "Yes, that's usually what a barking dog does."
Dicks! Dicks! Dicks!
Oh no!
Like was like keeping like a stern sullen face. He immediately like lashes, like reaches over, takes BJ, like pushes her like onto the ground, just like starts rubbing her belly to get her shut up.
She also
Okay. Should I explain the situation?
The prince's wife is just looking at it like,
Actually,
wait, Pearson.
Actually, I can handle it if you guys don't want to. Like if you don't want to do it, Burn.
Go for it, if you want.
Jarek, while rubbing BJ's belly, like looks past Cole with a glare and says, "You see, the problem with attempting to assist you, princess, is that we took the burdens of magic on for you, including several curses of our own to bear, so that we could get some information in order to ease the burden of your companions who did not enter into their lycanthropy willingly. But by all means, stand there looking confused. Wouldn't be the first useless ruler in this damn land."
Jarek, there's no need to be so terse. It's not her fault that we succumbed to this curse.
Look, it's not a curse. You involuntarily agreed to this stupid thing.
I have to rhyme all the time. That's gonna be my go-to because those things do rhyme.
Yeah.
She looks to the others and says, "Is he always that grumpy?"
Yes. Yes.
Pearson thinks for a moment and then nods.
So let me acquaint you. The High Elf and her animal companion, they're not exactly in the same bodies anymore. The dragon and the human over there, they're not exactly in the same bodies anymore. Cole is... he's an orc now, and Pearson is forced to rhyme. Me, I am sour at this turn of events, and would wish for expediency I'm done speaking now.
Pearson will say, despite how everyone is quite disturbed, the cure, or sorry, the crux in your problem lies with some herbs.
Yes.
She's soaking everything in. So she takes a moment, and then she nods slowly and says, "You have a cure then. I am very grateful and sorry for..."
Unfortunately, it's not a cure.
She looks at you curiously.
Like the Mad Wizard said over and over and over, this cannot be reversed. However, these, and he's going to motion to the other werewolves, the rest of your pack can end up like you. Will be able to go back to human form and retain their memories.
You hear several growls around you of displeasure, and she says, "Is that all? There is no way to undo this?"
Pearson says, there's no sure way to make you whole, but at least doing this will give you control.
Yes.
She looks at each werewolf around her in turn, and then sighs, and then says, "What choice do we have?"
Well, you're not going to like the next thing that I'm going to say.
Great.
The Mad Wizard said that we have to get a certain herb and brew a tea with it. This will make the rest of your pack more accepting, if you will. Accepting of who they are and what they have become. As soon as they accept that they're werewolves, they'll be able to resume human form again.
So, what you're saying is, I can turn into my human form because I accept that I'm a werewolf?
Yes, it was not forced upon you. You chose to become one.
True.
And you accept it.
I suppose I see some sense in that, though. She sighs. I don't know how to convince the others to accept the thing they hate most.
Pearson gives a sympathetic shrug and says, they can go back to their lives as blacksmiths and goat herders. Or they can be creatures that only do murder. That's so bad. No one can take me seriously, but I'm having fun, so fuck it.
Unfortunately, the only way for them to regain their memories and for them to stop being forced into this state is for them to accept.
She holds up a hand while you're saying and says, "Perhaps we should," and she looks around, "speak alone first."
Okay.
And she kind of leads you guys away from the other werewolves. By the way, you have control of your token.
Yeah.
Why are you going that way?
Did she? Oh, okay. I didn't see her go down.
Oh,
Sorry.
for God, Kitty. Leave me alone.
Jarek will just like swivel his head, but out of fears of what BJ would do if he took his hand off of her, just gonna keep rubbing.
I'll give you a hint. Whenever you take your hand off any like dog, they give you their head shoots up and they give you that look.
Yes,
That's what would happen.
Why did you stop?
I live my life around dogs, just like, oh, you don't love me, and
Why?
well, that's factually correct. Jarek does not want her to cause a scene right now.
All right.
Come along, Kip. Come along.
Sorry.
Come on.
Yes, my cat has not left me alone for the past half hour, so I'm dealing with it. Much the same way Jarek is.
Yes.
When you guys are out of earshot of the other werewolf, she says, I wish there had been another way. I see what you're saying, but try to understand. It's not going to be so simple. You're asking them to give up hope, and hope is the only thing they've clung to for weeks now.
Unfortunately, that's the thing that's holding them back.
She nods and she says, I understand, but...
It sounds counterintuitive, but according to the Mad Wizard, and he also explained that this spell wasn't designed to be used on people, on unwilling subjects. I guess that's what you should say. It was supposed to be used on people who wanted to become this, and your husband decided to screw it up.
She shakes her head and looks down and whispers, that fool.
Mm-hmm.
It will not work if it comes from me. I have already spoken to them as much as I can, and I cannot stand to break their hope. You came from the wizard. They believe you hold their salvation. Maybe they'll listen to your words. She shrugs. Maybe not.
I actually think there's one that they will listen to more. Where's that werewolf that we helped on that road?
She thinks about it for a second. You mean Virmal? He
What?
is around.
Jarek stops rubbing BJ.
Wait. Repeat that name?
Virmal.
What?
She looks to Jarek. Oh.
Amethyst energy crackles.
Oh,
Two
fuck.
glides quickly down the stairs.
I apologize, Jarek. I never actually put the two together, since I believe that was simply his name, not a sire name.
First name?
I don't know. I never
Jarek
met him
means-
before he was a werewolf.
Not a unique name.
Indeed, there's no need. I don't say anything.
Jarek shrugs and says, "No matter, not a unique name. My family is dead." And he'll actually turn around and walk back to BJ.
It is possible, she says, werewolves have very limited memories. Maybe he's not a Virma. Maybe there is a memory of one so strong that it sticks in his mind, the name. It would not be the first time a werewolf chose a name that was simply a memory in their head.
In either case, I do believe that he should be the first to try this. Hopefully, if it works, he might be able to convince the others, or as many as he can.
She slowly nods. She says he was never one for words, but perhaps you are right. We can always try.
Yeah. GM,
Mm.
just to make sure, the wizard didn't actually give us the herb. He just gave us the name.
No, he gave you the herbs.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I guess Pearson has them.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Pearson or Cole, one of the two.
All right then.
No. I
guess
guess he
let's-
was not paying attention at the time of handing over herbs.
Nope. It's okay. I got him.
Princess, can you go and get him? We will try and make the tea as soon as possible.
She nods and she goes away. And I will leave this up to you guys as a party how you want to handle this. We can do this one or two ways. You can elect someone to try and convince him, and based on your role play, it will modify a convince check, or you could do it as a group and make it kind of a skill check type deal. Also, where your role play will heavily modify it, but you can also use your backgrounds to help, if that makes sense. Or, it's up to you guys how you would rather do it.
Either do it as one person or as a group, essentially.
Basically, yes.
Yes.
Considering how scattered and how fractured the group is due to personalities and talking constraints, I highly suggest just one person tries to convince him, because it'll be a mishmash otherwise. Just coming back and talking to the princess was confusing for her,
Dicks.
So, yeah, see? Dicks.
I vote
Dicks.
Baby Junior.
Dicks.
Well, I wasn't going to do it, and then there was that whole dick initiative, and I thought, you know what? She's right.
Roll the 20.
We are being
Bam.
dicks. All right. We're being total dicks about all of this.
It'll be just
All
the
right.
one word she repeats over and over, and everyone thinks it's super inspirational while she just likes the word.
She's like,
Dicks,
she becomes the Joan of Arc of dicks.
It almost seems cool to remove BJ's ability of speech. Like, we could do so much with this, damn it.
I can
Yeah,
just picture,
Pearson.
Go ahead.
Pearson is so tempted to just teach Baby Junior bad words, but then he has to come up with rhymes for the bad words, and who knows. So he just chuckles every time Baby Junior says dicks.
You just imagine it working. The princess going, really, that I've been trying for weeks, and that convinces you.
Yeah. So Finn obviously can't convince the individual. Pearson could attempt through rhymes. I don't know whether that would be more annoying than anything for you, Inferno.
It wouldn't be annoying, but the way Pearson would do it, because he has no idea what the consequences are and he doesn't intend on finding out, would be he'd be doing what I'm doing right now, is like he has to think carefully before he speaks. That doesn't help the dialogue, right?
Right,
Plus,
it doesn't help you.
Talking in rhymes does sound
Conversation.
juvenile. Like, are you fucking kidding with me? Like, you can't speak with me straight, dude? So diplomatically, I don't think he's all that strong.
Yeah, Cole and Keen have been like the individuals who have been most active with conversing with them, and they're the ones who keep doing so. Jarek is just as fucking likely to kill everyone here as he is to not, so I don't think he's a good choice.
Kip could try, but I don't think he'd like your chances.
So again, it's up to Cole or Keen.
Wait, out of curiosity, Finn has really good charisma.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh my god.
could either A, Baby Junior get fed some lines to say, or B, Baby or Finn barks while Cole translates.
Maybe the werewolf could understand the baby wolf's communication.
Oh.
We could
That is a
always.
thing.
That is one thing I was always considering.
Non-verbal cues.
We
Yeah.
could. No, you know what? I will allow that to happen. Because they're werewolves. They would understand a dog. Or wolf. Actually, wolf. She's a wolf, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah,
baby
so-
wolf.
She's not a dog.
So what-
We
what-
treat
so-
her like a dog, but she's a wolf.
And I consider charisma as much a personality as a physical looks. So I would say your charisma would certainly carry over no matter what body you're in.
In that case, I rescind my statement. Go for it, Kriana.
Okay, so what exactly we want him to take
The T.
the tea, and are we being forthcoming with him about the whole the whole situation that he needs to accept it in order to
I think yes. I think it would be best to.
all right, let me give it a go.
Metagame. Go ahead, Inferno.
Metagame.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah,
metagame.
if we're doing metagaming strategies, then Pearson, I would suggest is just you can't go back on the past. You can't change what happens. This thing is too strong. You can go back to some sort of normal life or continue where you are. It's like when you talk to like someone who's hit rock bottom, and you're like, listen, you can stay where you are, or you can like do something to make things better, right?
Yeah.
Like,
metagame-wise, I think the honesty is necessary. If what the Mad Wizard said was correct, and we have no idea of verifying whether what he fucking said was true in this case until we try it, but the individual in question has to, like, recognize it and attempt to move on. So if you'd attempt to deceive the creature, then it can't really do that process, so I don't think the herbs would work.
And it might be better coming from Finn, because the only way she can basically go back to herself is if they accept it. So why would she lie?
Well, that's not true. We just need a new ruler on this.
Or we need 3 days for Jarek to
We
do
don't
a
have to
ritual.
get into the specifics. All right. Okay.